Hi, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to take a look at how you can create custom collages for your 4x6 photos using a free website called Picmonkey.com. When you first go to Picmonkey.com, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. The first choice that you're going to have is to edit. And you're going to want to make sure you don't have to use this editing feature, but you're going to want to make sure that the photos that you plan to add to the collage are already edited. If you don't have a favorite editing site, Picmonkey has a great basic editing, and of course this website is free. As with all free websites, there are upgrades that you can buy, and you're going to see some of the collages that are pretty cool, and you may want to make that upgrade. You can touch up photos. You can do some basic design. If you're in a hurry and you just want a simple 4x6 and you don't want to have to try to remember the pixels or any of that, if you're trying to do a Facebook cover, custom size, this is a really just quick and easy, gives you a great quick canvas. What we're going to be working with is collage. So we're going to go ahead and click on collage. We'll go ahead and we'll select photos that we want, and it's going to go ahead and bring those photos up on a workbox over here on the left. And it's just going to bring up a basic collage here. You're not forced to work with this one at all, okay? If we go over here in the second one down and hover our mouse, we'll see that it says layouts. And when we click on it, we're going to get these options. Now, any place that you see a crown, these are upgrades that have been paid for, so that I have really cool collages here under Pinteresty. I have really cool ones that are just kind of fun tiling. And this is really cool. If you've got a 12x12 printer, you can do something really cool in the center and all these little ones around it. So I love the tile border for 12x12 printing. And then the jigsaw printer is a really good one. So those are upgrades and one of the reasons why you might want that. But let's start here with this one for just a second. And it says here, it gives you some sizes, but we can override that. So just ignore that, okay? So I've got 3 here. I'm going to come up to my photos, and I'm going to drop in 3 different photos. And so now what I want to do is I want to create a custom 4x6 layout or 6x4 layout. So down here on the bottom is this little lock, and you'll want to click on it, and it will unlock the proportions so that you can type in the dimensions that you want. And what you're going to be working with is 1200 by 1800 or 1800 by 1200. That's the standard pixels of a 4x6 print. And so yes, it squished it all together. That's probably not the best look for that. I can go ahead and get rid of one photo if I want. Take the photo out and then take the box out. I've got 2 now really long skinny ones. Could be kind of something fun depending on what it is that you're looking for. I can rotate the photo. I really don't want that long skinny look, so let me change it to 1200 by 1800. And now I've got 2 photos to print. That would be 3 inches by 4 inches. Or if I rotate it, I've got 2 that are 4 by 3. And this is what most of us are looking for to have printed when we have those large stacks printed from our favorite printing company. Now, this spacing in between here, you can get rid of at any time. The box at the end is a little palette, and you can change the spacing. So maybe you want a white border around your photo and just want to do a simple cut. Maybe you want to utilize every inch of that 4x6 and you're going to remove all spacing. The other thing that you can do is you can round the corners of those photos. And maybe you're going to print 2x2 and just slide them into the one 4x6, so this gives you a little bit of creative fun. Something else that you can do is you can change the background colors that are there. So you can play with that just a little bit as well. Let's go back to our collage for just a second. There we go. And let's remove, I like to leave some of the spacing just so you can see what's going on. Some other options that you have is I have 2 photos here. I can take my photos and I can drop them in between, and it will equally space them. So if I take and grab another photo and drop that in, it will equally space it. So now I've got 4 skinny photos. Kind of a really cool look that would look really fun, again, dropped into a 4x6 page. So you're going to have some really, really fun options here as you're playing. The other thing is maybe I don't like this collage. Okay, so we already looked at the basic 4x3, 3x4. We're going to look at some of the fun things. And how do you keep trying them on without, taking your photos in and out? It's really, really simple. We just go ahead and click on the collage. It'll show you the options. Of course, you want to make sure that you're typing in. The only thing it doesn't retain is it doesn't retain the dimensions. Except for, you know what? I just had a brainstorm as I'm sitting here doing this. Now let's see if it locks it for me. Okay, so far it's locked it there. Let's try another one and see if it locks it. Nope, doesn't lock it. Okay, I thought maybe we could lock it down permanently for everything that we're doing, but we can't. So, but there you go. We'll just type in 1200 by 1800, just like that. So you've got some fun things that you can do with these collages. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I don't always fill every box with a photo. Sometimes I will leave a space open so that I can journal right here in this space in Picmonkey before I send my photo off to be printed, and that's another fun option that you have. So before we look at a couple of the quick editing features that you have, just as a reminder, you'll go to picmonkey.com, you'll select Collage, you'll select the photos that you want, and remember you want to work with photos that are already edited, and then you're going to make sure that you're unlocking the dimensions and you're using 1200 by 1800 or 1800 by 1200 depending on whether you want a portrait or a landscape photo. And then you can decide whether you want the 2 photos, 3 photos, 4 photos, 5 photos. It's going to be up to you, and I guarantee you're going to have a lot of fun playing with the collage feature. So now once you have the collage the way that you want it to be, you're going to want to save it. Or if you're going to edit it, you don't need to save it just yet. I usually save it like this, and then I also go in and edit it so I have both versions. You can share it. Now you can share it on your social media site, and you can edit it. And this is another reason why I love Picmonkey, is because of the editing features. Now this has become one giant photo, and I can do some photo editing to the image as a whole, but not to each individual photo. I can't like suddenly change the exposure on this one. I can do some cloning in this little area, but I can't change the exposure or things like that. Remember I said I can go ahead and I can add text. So now I can come down here in this box and I can add text and do a little bit of journaling, which then frees up more pockets in my pocket page style scrapbooking, project lifestyle scrapbooking, for more photos. So I can add text. I can also add text over top of the photos, which is great because that way when I'm sending them to be printed, it's being printed with the same ink as my photos, so I know it's acid free. I don't have to worry about what I added. I don't have to worry about slipping in an acetate overlay or anything like that. I can journal right on my photos if I want to. In addition, you have all kinds of really fun shapes, hearts, and comic bubbles, and I can add, things like that, and changing the colors and fading and all kinds of cool stuff. So I can add all kinds of, arrows to denote what I'm talking about, lips and facial hair, sunglasses. You can have a whole lot of fun with Picmonkey. You can do some really fun framing. Again, you can round all of your corners. You can add some really cool layering effects. You can drop shadow, things that you can't do traditionally. You can, do some kind of shaping like that from real fun edges. So just lots and lots of different things that you can do. Changing it black and white, sepia, just have a really good time. And then the other thing that you can do is you can add, just really fun different burst effects and, whatever. So there's lots and lots of editing things. But one more time, just as a quick review, you're going to go to picmonkey.com. You're going to select Collage. You're going to pick the number of photos that you want. You're going to then either type in 1200 by 1800 or 1800 by 1200 below the collage to set the dimension that you want from 4 by 6, and then you can add 2 photos to get the 4 by 3 that you want, or you can do custom collages like you see here so that you can add a lot of photos in a small space so that every one of the photos that you just can't part with or leave behind can be used in your layout. So I hope that this helped you a little bit, and I look forward to bringing you more One Take Wonder videos and sharing more Project Life pocket style scrapbooking with you. Thanks for watching. Come visit me at remarkablycreated.com. Take care. God bless.